Welcome to Sam's Cooking Show. Today, we're going to be making chicken parm. Let's get into it.
Here's what you'll need for this recipe. To begin, cut your chicken breast in half and season with salt and pepper.
All right, so we got our chicken breast there. We're gonna go hamburger, not hot dog. So cut it in half. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once you get kind of a start, then you can kind of pull it to the side like this and go straight down. All right, and now that they're cut in half, we're gonna make sure that everything's evenly cooked. So we're gonna hit it with a mallet here. Sweet. That way it'll just cook evenly, otherwise you'll get big chunks of stuff that's not cooked, and nobody wants that. So I'll hit those with a bit of salt, a little pepper, flip, salt, pepper. Next, add water to a pot, season generously with salt, and bring to a boil. All right, so grab our pot here, fill this up with some water. Great. Throw this on the stove, turn that heat up, and hit it with a good amount of salt. And then stir that up real good. Sweet. Once the water is boiling, add your spaghetti and cook according to package directions. All right, now that our water is starting to boil here, we're gonna go in with our pasta and try to do the cool thing where it goes like in a circle. I'm gonna let that go for about 10 minutes. Next, prepare your breading process with 3 shallow bowls, one with flour, one with egg, and one with breadcrumbs. All right, so while our water's gone, we're gonna grab some flour here, and doesn't have to be an exact measurement, just enough to coat the chicken breast. So get a good amount in there. There you go. Now we're gonna take 1 egg, crack that bad boy beautifully, like so. And then we're gonna hit this with just a splash of water. Great. And get that all mixed up. Great. And then lastly, our breadcrumbs. These are Italian style, but you could just do normal breadcrumbs and add Italian seasoning, whatever floats your boat. So again, just kind of get enough to make sure you can coat 2 chicken breasts. That should be plenty. And then we're also going to hit our flour with a bit of salt and pepper as well. So we'll season the chicken and then season the flour, and then also season it when it's done. That way it's seasoned all right. Mix that up. All right, so now we got our flour, egg, and breadcrumbs, and we're ready to bread our chicken. If you ever have trouble remembering which one goes first, is it breadcrumbs and then flour, then egg? That's wrong. But what I try to do is F-E-B, so Feb. That's a good way to remember. All right, so we got our dredging station here. So I think people say like wet hand, dry hand. I try to do that, but a lot of times both of my hands get wet and dry in chicken. So we'll just try our best. So cover this with our flour. Great. And then we will get all the excess off there, and we'll drop it into our egg. Then with our wet hand, floppy flip it around, make sure it's all coated, because that's what the breadcrumbs are gonna stick to. So if you don't get it all coated, there'll just be part that's just chicken, which is okay, but it's not what you're supposed to do. And then finally into our breadcrumbs. And then with your dry hand, go on top like that. Flip, do the same thing. Make sure it's all on there nice and good. And that's looking pretty good to go into the fryer. And then we'll just repeat that process with however many other chickens you got. Get off the excess, into the egg, get the excess off, into the breadcrumbs. There we go. Make sure to stir this occasionally. Make sure it doesn't get all clumped up. That's looking close there, another minute or two.
Once the pasta is cooked, you're gonna drain that and toss it in your sauce.
All right, so our pasta is done here. Just to double check, I like to grab a strand, and it's hard to get just one. It's also hard to get, there we go. And just make, oh. Got it.
Taste.
That's good. My whole life, I think I thought pasta was supposed to be mushier than it was. I just recently learned, you know, al dente is supposed to have some toothsomeness to it, a little bit of chew. So, I mean, you can do them longer or shorter, do whatever. It's your spaghetti. So now we're gonna take it off the heat and strain. Great. Give it a little toss. It's okay if there's a little bit of pasta water in there. You just don't want it to be crazy. That's looking good. Go back into our pot. Great. All right, now we're gonna add our sauce to the pasta. This specific sauce is the pièce de la résistance of this specific recipe. You could do just normal marinara, any kind of pasta sauce, but this pasta sauce from Trader Joe's is goated, the kids would say. This is really good. So we're gonna open it up, add some of our sauce. Again, just kind of eyeballing it. Give that a good stir there. Make sure it's all coated. Sweet, and yeah, that, however you say it, calabrian chili, I think it's calabrian chili. That smell is like, hits a spot, and it also tastes the spot.
Now pour some vegetable oil into a large pot, turn the heat up and wait until it hits about 375 Fahrenheit.
Now I'm gonna grab some vegetable oil and fill it up enough so that it'll coat, you know, the entire chicken. So it's about an inch or so up. Go in there. That is probably about good. All right, and turn our heat up there. Now we're gonna just watch it with a thermometer here. Make sure it doesn't get too crazy hot, because if that happens, it'll like burn the chicken, and that's bad.
Next, carefully lay your chicken breast into the oil and cook on each side for about 2 to 3 minutes or until golden brown.
So we're really close here to 365. Once it's, all right, there it is. Lower the heat just a little bit, I guess. And then we're gonna go in with our first breast here. Again, laying away from you very gently. Beautiful. So as to not splash hot oil into your face. And we'll let that go for, to start, we'll do like 130, just in case it's really hot. All right, so I can see it start to get brown there a little bit, but we'll just let it sit. I think we're gonna trust the process and hope that it doesn't go over. All right, it's getting pretty dark, so I'm gonna flip it here. Actually, that's like very dark. So I'm gonna let it go for like another 30 seconds.
Once the chicken's done, remove it from the oil and immediately season with salt.
All right, it's starting to get kind of dark there. Yeah, very dark. So I'm gonna grab it carefully here. And pull. That's a lot darker than what I was going for. Drop it down here. Hit it with some salt. It's kind of just a guessing game when you don't have like an actual fryer. But we'll let that go for like a minute. And then I think flip once we start to see some color here. All right, it's getting kind of dark. I'm gonna flip carefully. Yeah, that's a nice golden brown. Flip. All right, now that's looking good. So I'm gonna pull this as well here. Get all the excess oil off there. Great. Then add some sauce and mozzarella on top. These are probably a little darker than I would have wanted them to be usually. Sometimes you just cook your chicken a little bit longer than you need to, and that's okay. So we're gonna hit it with some sauce here. Get a good spoonful. Again, this sauce is, might I say, out of this world. It's very, very good. I don't know, like a lot of sauces, in my opinion, just taste red. And this one, it tastes orange. And then now we're gonna grab some mozz and get a good handful, go on top like so. Throw that in the oven and broil until your cheese begins to melt. I'm gonna throw these guys in the oven, like so, and broil those guys for about a minute. All right, once you start seeing some brown bubbly spots on top, that means you're close or entirely done. I'm gonna say that's good. You just want it completely melted there. We're pretty much done. Let's get plating. Finally, throw down your pasta, your chicken breast, garnish with basil, and enjoy. Get a good spoonful. Plop it down like so. Put our chicken breast nicely on top like so. And then lastly, we're gonna hit this with a bit of basil. These are big old basil leaves. Enormous, in fact. I've never seen basil this large. Like, this is a whole like leaf. All right, we got our chicken parm here. Let's get a good bite. One with lots of basil in it. That's pretty good. This sauce just like puts this to a whole nother level. To me, it's like the perfect level of spice, and the chicken tastes great. Thanks for watching Sam's Cooking Show, and make sure to watch us next time.